Hey fam, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going over my February no buy, low buy check-in. I did one of these last month as well for January. This is a series that I started this year to not only keep me accountable, but also to encourage you if you're looking to do a no buy or a low buy, what you might be able to expect from the process. I came up with 6 questions that I'm going to be going over each month to help me stay focused and to keep you guys abridged of how everything is going. If you enjoy this content and feel so inclined, I'd love to have you subscribe. And if you find this video helpful, it really helps me out if you'd hit that like button. YouTube's actually added some fun new graphics when you hit the like button, which I haven't heard anybody else talk about. If you don't believe me, check it out. So if this video sounds interesting to you, go ahead and stay tuned. We're going to get into it right now. Series, I'm going to be asking myself 6 questions. The first question is, what did I buy this month? And how much did I spend? The second question is, which products tempted me? The third question kind of plays off of the second question, which is, why did I decide to buy or not buy these products that tempted me? The fourth question is, how did I feel about my progress this month? How would I describe my emotional climate? The fifth question is, what did I do instead of buying makeup to deal with those feelings? And the sixth question was, what were my lessons / takeaways from this month? To clarify, my no buy / low buy pertains to makeup purchases. On the whole, I'm going to try to purchase 0 makeup products, but I can purchase up to 3 products each month if I so choose. But I try to save those purchases for like very special occasions, really great sales, or like collabs, limited edition products that I've either been waiting for or that might not always be available. So with that in mind, what did I purchase this month? I purchased 0 makeup products for February 2022. However, I was definitely tempted by quite a few products. The first product that tempted me was the Clarity Cosmetics Bloom Palette for $48. Something about this color story is so gorgeous. This was definitely the product that tempted me the most this month. Another product that tempted me was the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation for $42. I am such a foundation fiend. While I might not be tempted by every single foundation purchase, there are certain ones that pop out that really make me want to try them, and this foundation by Kosas definitely fit the bill. Another product that tempted me was the Nabla Read My Mind palette for $47. I love Nabla eyeshadow palettes. Nabla has one of my favorite formulas, and this palette definitely caught my eye and pulled at my heartstrings. Also, Ace Beauty's Tropical Vibes palette finally did restock. It retails for $38.99, and this is another beautiful color story that I would definitely love to have, and the fact that it's been sold out for a while really made it hard to resist. Another eyeshadow palette that I almost purchased was the Glaminatrix Nocturnal palette. I'm not totally certain what this palette costs because Glaminatrix has currently shut their site down while they process orders, and they should be reopening their site soon, but I think when I was watching Samantha March's Will I Buy It video, I think she mentioned it was like $39 or maybe in the low 40s. So for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna call it $40. I was also really tempted by the LYS Triple Fix Brightening Concealer for $18. Similarly to foundation, I get so excited to try new concealers. LYS's Serum Foundation has been on my wish list for a while, and when they launched this new concealer, it definitely tempted me. And the last product was the Colourpop Rock Candy palette. I don't often get tempted by Colourpop because they seem to dupe themselves so often, and I have so many beautiful eyeshadow palettes in my collection that I'm always hesitant to add new ones, but something about this mauve, gray, black, silver color story just really inspired me, and I thought this palette was absolutely gorgeous. If I had purchased all the products that I wanted this month, I would have spent $267.99, which is a pretty penny, especially considering all the makeup that I already have. The third question, why did I decide to buy these products or not buy these products within my no buy / low buy rules? And I have to say once again, keeping my commitment to myself to really try my best this year to not buy any makeup far outweighed my desire for any of these products. But a few other things helped me out as well. I think the fact that I just recently organized my primers, foundations, and concealers made me have a get real moment about just how many products I actually have. And if I'm honest with myself, no foundation or concealer is really reinventing the wheel. And there's 0 reason at this time to add more of those products to my collection. I already have so many beautiful foundations that I've already invested in that I'd like to get better use out of. In terms of the eyeshadow palettes, I think the fact that I already have so many eyeshadow palettes that I really love and want to get better use out of, as well as the fact that I've created those Colourpop singles palettes and have many palettes in my collection with removable removable pans as well as my beautiful indie singles. I feel like I can take inspiration from the palettes that are coming out on the market and create my own custom palettes. I think going through that process with the Wild Greens palette by Urban Decay really helped inspire me to look into my own collection when I feel really moved by a color story that's being launched. And it makes me feel really good to get better use out of the products, again, that I've already invested in. Going through the process of creating the duping video showed me just how easy it is to create palettes at home for free rather than to succumb to my temptation. Question number 4. How did I feel about my progress this month? How would I describe my emotional climate? Well, as a stark contrast to January, not shopping in February felt like my new normal. I felt empowered and in control. I also noticed that not shopping freed me to stop and look around at just how many exciting products I already have in my collection, instead of always being on the hunt for the next best thing on the market. My perpetual hunt always made me feel like my collection was incomplete, but without shopping, I was able to actually appreciate the beautiful products that I already have for the first time in a very long time. Now, life isn't perfect. When I would feel stress or disappointment, sometimes it would trigger me, like a knee-jerk reaction to want to buy something. But I was more easily able to identify that feeling and understand what it was. And it seemed to really remove the power from that impulse. I would also sometimes feel a little bit triggered watching beauty content, but it helped to remind myself that the products they may be describing were often products that I already had in my collection, or something similar that I could use instead, which would ultimately serve the same function. So I mentioned feeling stressed, triggered sometimes. Question number 5, what did I do instead of buying makeup to deal with those feelings? This is gonna be kind of silly, but instead of shopping, I really enjoyed playing a game on my iPad called Project Makeover. It's an app that I downloaded maybe like a month or 2 ago, and as silly as it sounds, I've really been enjoying it. In the game, you get different clients with different issues, and you get to remake a room for them as well as redo their makeup, their outfit, and give them a new lease on life. While the subject matter itself interests me, I also love that the game only provides 5 lives at timed intervals. So in order to get coins to make over the players and give them a new room, you have to play these puzzles. And after 5 attempts, it will make you wait about 20 minutes for your lives to refill, which is perfect for me. I would find that sometimes if I felt stressed or anxious, I would go onto YouTube and start watching videos, or I would start scrolling on Instagram. I even have a word puzzle game on my iPad that I once lost like 4 hours playing without even realizing it. So oftentimes scrolling on your phone can really be a way to lose track of time. I found that at least true for myself. And with this game, I know it's only gonna let me play 5 puzzles unsuccessfully before it's gonna cut me off. And oftentimes after I've played through a few puzzles, I feel a lot more calm, and whatever task was stressing me out or whatever task I was putting off, I feel more refreshed. I've let my brain have a little bit of a break, and I'm better able to tackle those assignments. I wouldn't think that a little phone app would have been such a blessing or would be so fun, but I've really enjoyed it. There are in-app purchases, but you can absolutely play it for free, especially if you're patient and can wait for your lives to restore. Also, I really made an effort this month to keep my purchases low. I did purchase my book club book, which was The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. If you enjoy a creepy book, a little bit of a mystery, I think you might really enjoy it. And I also bought myself 3 6-foot iPhone cables. This was an investment for me. It cost a pretty penny even at Target, but I found that purchasing iPhone cables at like TJ Maxx or ordering them on Amazon, they would be much cheaper, but they would break in like a month or 2. And I'd gone through so many cords and repurchases that I was like, this is silly. Let me just buy a good cable instead of replacing cheap cables every few months. The iPhone cables that I have, even if they've split, they still work way better than these pristine replica cables on like Amazon and in TJ Maxx. So I bought 3 of them for myself, and my iPhone and iPad have been charging so much better, more efficiently, and I'm so much less frustrated. Money well spent. I was also really happy that I hadn't spent a lot of money on makeup because it allowed me to book a hair appointment in the month of February, which, as y'all may know, can be very pricey. So it was nice that I had the money right in checking. I didn't have to worry about it, and I was able to invest in myself rather than dumping more money into makeup, making rich companies richer. And then for our last question, question number 6, what were my lessons / takeaways for the month of February? And the first thing I wrote down was, I'm stronger than I think. When I first started this journey in the month of January, my life was far from perfect. My life is always far from perfect, but it was really far from perfect. I was going through a lot of health scares with my family, and it seemed like a really strange time to be making such a big adjustment to my life. But I had made this commitment toward the end of 2021, and I knew that I was going to be making this change. So regardless of how hard it felt at the time, I knew this was something I wanted to do. When it came time for February, I felt more prepared and more committed. And instead of just not buying makeup, I really tried not to buy hardly anything, even if it wasn't on my no buy or low buy exclusion list. I feel like doing this has been a humongous blessing. It's alleviated so much stress and the constant compulsive need to purchase things. I just feel so much happier and relaxed. My second lesson / takeaway was, surprisingly, Buying less makeup made decluttering a lot easier. Not purchasing makeup has made makeup feel less limitless, and I feel like the makeup that I have now is the collection that I'm going to have. So somehow that's allowed me to feel more objective about the products I have in my collection. It's made me want to use even the expensive products, and it's made me not want to keep things around that aren't really serving me. Maybe products that I like, but I'm not like super inspired by. I went just the best of the best, the things that I love, the things that I'm really interested in trying more, and I wouldn't have thought that not buying makeup would make getting rid of makeup easier. That was definitely eye-opening for me. And I think my third takeaway was the most impactful one, and that is that taking care of things sort of piece by piece, tackling maybe one thing at a time, baby steps. It's really given me more bandwidth to tackle more things in my life, maybe bigger things. I started out small with organizing, and organizing led to decluttering, and decluttering led to starting to exercise more. And starting to exercise more led me to start feeling a little bit less socially anxious, starting to maybe try to make some plans and reach back out to folks. I've always been shy. I've probably always had a bit of anxiety. The difference is that I've never let that stop me. I've never let being scared stop me. In the last few years, I think I really did. I really leaned into that fear. I leaned into shying away from things that made me uncomfortable, like facing a lot of the things that I needed to face in my life. But sometimes when you're looking at everything in front of you that you want to accomplish, you feel like your to-do list goes on forever and it all feels really overwhelming. Sometimes just starting with the first thing or starting with something on your list, even if it feels small and insignificant, can make such a humongous impact in your life. Please don't feel like you have to do everything at once. Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes focusing on small things at first can give you the confidence, energy, and space to start tackling the bigger things. Be kind to yourself. Be brave. Start when you're ready. I believe in you. So I hope that this video was helpful and encouraging if you were looking at doing a no or low buy. I hope that my feedback is helpful for you. I hope following this journey is helpful for you. Not every month is great. Sometimes I really struggle, but I know that this is good for me, and I know that I'm on the right path for my life, and I'm here to encourage you. I thank you all so much for being here with me today. I love you all so much, and until the next video, bye.